Hello boxing fans and welcome to another EBN prediction. Today I'm talking Juan Manuel Marquez versus Serhey Fedchenko. And this is billed as the homecoming for Juan Manuel Marquez. And it's for the interim WBO light welterweight title, which is not a world recognised title. If anyone's saying this is for a fourth world title, it's not world recognised, doesn't really count. It will be the number one contender, however, for the world recognised title held by Timothy Bradley. So do you reckon these guys will be mixing it up in the possible future? It's very possible. Also, he could also face Brandon Rios, we'll come into that later, or he could get his fourth fight with Manny Pacquiao. They're the only three fights I see him taking in the near future because he's with Top Rank and they only fight in-house fights. Back to this match, and I'm going to look at the attributes. We got Fedchenko. He's younger than his opponent by 7 years. He works at a high tempo and he's got effective aggression. He's a come forward fighter, and that unfortunately will work right into the hands of Juan Manuel Marquez, who has, in terms of attributes, all the speed advantages, power advantages, movement advantages, boxing ability advantage, and stamina's not what it was when he was 28 at what it is now at 38. And the fact he's at a heighter weight may cause problems, but he's still got good stamina for his age. So after saying all of that, what basically comes to mind is this fight is not who's going to win it, it's when is Marquez going to win it. And let's be honest, Juan Manuel Marquez is an elite fighter or an A+ fighter, however you grade fighters. I don't really like grading fighters, but he's an elite fighter. If he wins this fight and shows zero age, zero wear and tear at this unnatural weight limit for Marquez, then we've really let the cat out the bag when looking at his future opponents at the 140-pound limit. Manny Pacquiao really weighs in around 144. Bradley, obviously 140-pound fighter, and Brandon Rios is actually 160-pound fighter, but he drains himself down to 135. Smart, eh? So it only makes sense that Brandon Rios could be thought of as a future opponent, as at the age of 27, 28, he's not going to be able to drain himself forever like that. If you look at Marquez's age, if he cannot keep the younger, natural 140-pound fighters such as Fedchenko away from himself, due to top-ranked fighters such as Bradley, Rios, they'll be quickly put in the ring with him. I'll give you an example right now, and I'll use Brandon Rios because I think it's the most likely. Let's say Rios will be put in the ring with him. Why would he be put in the ring with him? So he could beat Marquez and carry the torch, basically the Mexican torch, which is one of the biggest audiences in boxing. He'll carry the Mexican torch at 140 pounds, maybe 147 in the future. He could set up the big money fights with people like Bradley and Manny. Let's be honest, Top Rank are all for keeping the fight in-house, double up on the money Adam makes. If the guy's at the age of 38, he's not going to be winning forever. He's not going to be boxing forever. It's best that he loses in-house to one of the Top Rank's younger in-house fighters. Basically, it all keeps everything in-house. It makes proper business sense. It's better than losing to someone like Amir Khan of Golden Boy Productions, right? It is. You think I'm crazy? Man, you crazy! Well, do you think it's just a coincidence that Rios and Marquez are fighting on the same card, exposing a part Mexican fighter to a large Mexican audience? People are wanting to see Marquez, but then they also get to see Rios too. And then if you look at some of the boxing sites, such as the Bible of Boxing, BoxerRec, Marquez is scheduled to also fight on the 14th of the 7th, 2012 at Cowboy Stadium, Texas. That's 3.5 months. Now, he's not fighting Manny, and he ain't fighting Bradley of those days because they're fighting just a month before. So, really, there's only one in-house fighter that he can fight at that point, as far as I'm aware, and I've not really checked the 140-pound thing, but the only guy who's really there will be Rios. It's Rios. And that's enough time, 3.5 months between the Rios fight and the Marquez fight. It's enough time to get the money right, sort out and complete training. So finally, for my official prediction, and this is how I see the fight going as well, I expect Fedchenko to start the fight fast. I expect him to come forward a lot and really push the fight for Marquez. He's fighting in Mexico, so he really has to get the KO in this fight. And he's fighting against Mexico City's hometown boy. So he's really got to, he really has to get the knockout. He's not getting a punch decision even if he knocks him down in every round. Yeah, Marquez, he's got a great chin. He goes down, but then he gets straight back up. He's got a quick recovery time, you might say. So if worst comes to worst, I don't see Fedchenko knocking him out. I expect Marquez to counter punch all the time. Start where he ended in the Marquez fight, counter punching. Expect him to pretty much counter punch Fedchenko into submission, really. You know, Fedchenko isn't a bad boxer, he's just not on Marquez's level. I expect Marquez to win this fight by KO in the late rounds. Well, thanks guys. Follow the Twitter page, like the Facebook page, and tell me how you think this fight's going to go on here if you want.